Hello, welcome back to our second edition of 3 and 3, where I recap the Heartland news with three stories the mainstream probably didn't tell you. Let's go. In the wake of conservative firebrand Charlie Kirk's tragic assassination on September 10th, 2025, a digital storm has swept across college campuses and social media feeds. Kirk, the 32-year-old founder of Turning Point USA, was gunned down during a speech in Phoenix, leaving behind a wife, young children, and a movement that mobilized millions of young conservatives. Known for his unapologetic classes with progressive ideologies on college tours, Kirk often decried woke censorship and championed free speech. Yet, in the hours following his death, a torrent of celebratory posts from academic professors, deans, and staff has triggered an unprecedented wave of firings. Over 20 cases have emerged in just 24 hours, exposing the fragility of tenure in the age of viral outrage. This isn't mere Schadenfreude, it's a reckoning. Kirk spent years warning that elite institutions were breeding grounds for radical intolerance, where dissident was punished and dissent was punished, and conservative voices silenced. Now, as educators revel in his demise, they're tasting the bitter fruit of their own cancel culture playbook. From Tennessee to Massachusetts, universities are scrambling to distance themselves from employees whose insensitive remarks have ignited national backlash. The irony is palpable. The very platforms Kirk defended are being used to dismantle careers built on intellectual elitism. Number two, a student who authorized authorities say opened fire at his Colorado high school on Wednesday, wounding two classmates and then turning the gun on himself, has died, according to the local sheriff's office. The gunfire at Evergreen High School broke out at about 12:24 p.m. local time, according to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Three students were taken to the hospital in critical condition following the gunfire, including the suspected shooter, who was injured by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, the sheriff's office said. The sheriff's office confirmed the suspect died in a post on social media Wednesday evening. Number three, one of the wounded, oh no, same one. One of the wounded students with non-life-threatening injuries was released Wednesday night, thank God, with the second wounded student remaining in critical condition, hospital officials said on Thursday. Economic development, this is number three, economic development should strengthen communities, create lasting prosperity, and secure our future. But in Wyoming today, we must ask, are we truly building economic development, or are we creating our own crisis? Across the state, industrial scale wind and solar projects, hydrogen hubs, and massive data centers are expanding at a rapid pace. These ventures are often touted as progress, but their impacts on land, water, and community stability suggest something far more troubling. Private property rights are the cornerstone of American liberty, but they are not absolute. The harm principle, articulated by John Stuart Mill in 1859 and echoed in Thomas Jefferson's Notes on the State of Virginia, holds that liberty ends where it causes harm to others. When private property use escalates into industrial operation that impose costs on neighbors and communities, it ceases to be a matter of private rights alone and becomes a matter of public policy. When a family installs rooftop solar panels on a small wind turbine to offset ranch power cost, that is a private use of property. It has little to no impact on neighbors, the broader grid, or surrounding land. But when wind or solar expands into sprawling industrial or commercial facilities regulated under state and federal sitting laws tied to federal subsidies and designed to export power across state lines, those projects cease to be merely private property. They become matters of public policy. This is not about denying individuals the right to generate their own power. It is about recognizing the point where private use ends and public consequences begin. At that threshold, the public has not only a right, but a responsibility to weigh in. Senator Sherry Steinmetz, representing Senate District 3 of Wyoming, wrote all that. That is it for this week's 3 and 3. Just about 5 minutes. I'm working on it. See y'all next week.